They know we do it for the culture. Rapping, we do it for the whole squad. We was down, but we came back. We lost it all, but we came right. They can never hold us. They can never hold us.
What's up, Wolfgang? We back with another one, baby. Giving all thanks and glory to the Most High. You know how we do it over here. The Most High, Lord and Savior, is Jesus Christ, our Father God, the King of all kings, the ruler of all nations. And today, we got a good one. We got a story time, man. You know, I want to tell y'all about the first time, you know, one of my homeboys got killed. You know, the first time I ever experienced something like that, where somebody that I knew that was close to my age as a teenager. I was 14, he was 16. But that was the homie, man, and he got killed. At the time, I was dating his sister, you know what I mean? So that's kind of what, you know, how me and him really started interacting. But I'm about to give y'all that story time right now, so check me out. All right, man, so the story go like this, right? Now I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna take y'all back. You know, I'm gonna try to make a long story short as short as I can. But I gotta take y'all back, man, and tell y'all a little backstory so that y'all kind of understand how me and him even became to know each other. So I was going to school in Alabama. Shout out to Alabama. Aliceville, Alabama. T-Town, Alabama. Tuscaloosa. Birmingham, Alabama. You know what I'm saying? Huntsville. You know what I mean? I got family all throughout there. So growing up, man, y'all already know I was bouncing between Illinois and Alabama. My mom's lived in Illinois. My pops lived in Alabama. My mom's side of the family in Illinois, Chicago. You know, my dad's side of the family in Alabama. You know what I mean? So all my life, I was bouncing between Forest Park, Illinois, which is a small suburb right outside of Chicago, which it, you know, ain't really a suburb because it really get popping over there because you're right in between Chicago and Maywood. Maywood get it popping, that's considered a suburb as well. And a lot of times growing up, Maywood and Forest Park could be into it and shit like that, and you know, the surrounding cities or whatever. But long story short, like I said, I was growing up west side Chicago, south side Chicago, Forest Park, when I was on my mama's side. Then when I was kicked on my dad's side, I was growing up Aliceville, Alabama, Tuscaloosa, Alabama, Birmingham, Alabama. So with that being said, I'm in middle school, I'm in 7th grade, my first go round. I failed 7th grade. You know, I was fucking up. I wasn't studying. I wasn't doing homework. I wasn't doing schoolwork. I was skipping class. You feel what I'm saying? I was cussing out teachers. I was just getting in a lot of bullshit. So, and I didn't give a damn about school at that time because a lot of personal shit I had going on in my life. I didn't give a fuck about school. You know what I mean? I don't even like school. I didn't like school then. I'm not a school person. You know, I've always been an athlete. You know what I mean? Very athletic. But when it comes to school, I wasn't trying to do that. I ain't agree with science. I still don't agree with science. I ain't give a fuck about school. I didn't like school. I wasn't trying to go to school. I wasn't trying to study. I wasn't trying to do no homework, none of that. I wasn't trying to hit none of that shit. And because of that reason, because of that fact, I failed 7th grade. You know, I was going to 7th grade at this middle school called Forest Park Middle School in Forest Park, right outside of Chicago in Illinois. I failed 7th grade, boom. Moms, you already know, was pissed about it, rightfully so. You know what I'm saying? So she like, fuck that, you gonna live with your grandma. I moved to Alabama, I moved in with my grandmother. You know what I'm saying? So now the grandmother that I was living with, it was on my dad's side. So it's my dad's mother, R.I.P. Grandma Rosa May. Well, it was my pop's mother. So I moved in with her and I had to repeat 7th grade because I flunked out. I failed. You know, I wasn't doing my work. I was fucking up, so I had to repeat 7th grade. So now I'm living with my grandmother and I'm going to this high school because certain small towns in the South, they start high school in 7th grade. So 7th grade in Aliceville, I don't know if they still do it like that, but back then it was considered high school, you know, 7th through 12th. So I'm going to high school there, but I'm like I said, I'm in 7th grade. And I like going to that school, man. You know, most of my family went to that school. I still had a lot of family at that time at that school. So, you know, Aliceville was like a real family type school. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, when you watch the Cosbys and shit and motherfuckers talk about Hillman, how their whole family went to Hillman. That's kind of how this high school was. My pops went to this high school. As a matter of fact, my gym teacher, Coach Thomas, R.P. Coach Thomas, but my gym teacher, Coach Thomas, he was my dad's gym teacher. When my dad went there, because my pops went to Aliceville High School, Coach Thomas was his gym teacher. Coach Thomas taught my pops, my uncles, and my aunts, and he taught me. You feel what I mean? So, you know, going to that school, it had a lot of history to it, so I liked it. But I was still fucked up in the head because my mental health was not stable. You know what I mean? My mental health was still thrown off because of all the shit that I was going through, you know, in my personal life and shit like that. And I was at that age, you know, when a kid gets to, you know, 13, 14, 15, they're hitting that age where, you know, you start to rebel. You start to go against what the elders are telling you to do. You think you know it all. That's the age where you think you know it all. You can't wait to turn 18 so you can get the fuck out. You ain't trying to listen to nobody. You was being real rebellious. And I'm pretty sure most people, if not everybody, you know, was like that at that age. But I was damn sure like that. So moving forward, I'm going to Addisville High. You feel me? So when I was staying with my grandmother, I wasn't being obedient. You know, she would tell me to come in the house at a certain time, and I would stay out late because my aunt lived right behind her. So I'm like, I just go to auntie house and spend out over there, if anything. So I wasn't being respectful. So my grandmother told my pops, hey, you got to get this little nigga. He tweaking, he tripping. You know, he not listening. He think he grown, this, that, and the third. So my pops like, all right, so he came, he got me, boom, and I moved in with my pops. So now I'm living with my pops. And I like living with my pops, you know what I mean? Me and Pops, we got like a similar type of personality, man. We real kick back, cool, chill, on some real player shit. But I'm living with my Pops, and we go to register me for school. So in Birmingham, schools are regular, like 6th through 8th is middle school. So when they registered me at this middle school called Banks, this is what it looked like. So that's Banks Middle School right there. It was a hood-ass middle school. I mean, this middle school was off the fucking chain. You feel me? I'm talking about smoking weed. I'm talking about smashing. I'm talking about niggas bringing guns and weapons to school. You feel me? At least not while I was there, nobody ever popped nobody there. But niggas damn sure brought the guns because niggas showed me this shit. You feel what I mean? Banks, for it to be a middle school, was super lit. But when I went to the school, I started to see that a lot of the guys a lot of the students at the school, motherfuckers was 15, 16, in 7th grade, 8th grade. So I'm like, damn, now I don't even feel bad now. I'm 14, you feel what I'm saying? So now I don't feel that bad about being left behind, you feel me? Because this motherfucker's in here older than me. So moving forward, I had this big ass afro, and that was around the time where braids and afros and shit was popping for dudes, you feel me? That's the time Bow Wow was out, you had Trey Songz, you had B2K, all them type niggas. So the long hair with the braids was popping in 2003. So I have my braids and I have my afro. I would let my afro go out and I just go to school. People call me Ludacris. Oh, Ludacris, Luda. That became my nickname at the school. So I had girls like a motherfucker.
Y'all just don't want to believe the truth. You don't want to believe it.
So, like I said, I'm finna try to make it a long story, but I'm trying to make it as short as I can for y'all. You know, if you get your hair braided with afro, a lot of time the hang time be all stiff and shit. I wanted my hang time to have some swing to it. So I wanted to get my shit permed out. So I told Pops, like, hey, Pops, I want to get my shit permed out, you feel me? So my braids are lay better or whatever. So he like, I bet. So he took me to the salon right up the road. We go into the salon, boom. And there's only 2 people in the salon. You got the hairstylist lady and you got a girl sitting over there by the wall. So we walk in, I see the girl by the wall and instantly I notice her. She goes to my school. Mind you, she was pretty as shit.
What kind of toes you got? Your toes look like Skittles?
We never spoke before this day. She never said nothing to me, I never said nothing to her. We just walked past each other at school. But we made eye contact and I'm like, she go to my school. I'm pretty sure she was thinking the same shit. So I sit down in the chair, her mama get the perm in my hair, boom. Now, nobody told me this about a perm because, like I said, this is my first time getting a perm, you know what I mean? So I ain't know the do's and the don'ts, but I ain't know you weren't supposed to scratch your head, scratch your scalp before, the day before, the night before you go and you get your shit permed. So I was scratching the shit out of my head the night before. because I had washed it and everything. So when I went up there the next day, she put the perm in. She told me, she said, let me know when it burns too bad, when you can't take it no more. I'm like, all right, cool. So I'm sitting there. She put the perm in. That shit burning the fuck out my head. And I'm trying to hold on. I'm trying not to look like a hoe in front of old girl, you feel me? But this shit burning the shit out of my head. I tell her, take the shit out. Now. She dumped my head, boom. Wash it out, wash it out, wash it out, boom. She started pressing my shit out, boom, boom. Long story short, now I got the Snoop Dogg perm. So boom, I get up, me and my pops, we leave out. Mind you, the girl who was sitting over there in the chair by the wall, she still didn't say shit to me. She sat up there and watched her mama put the perm in my head. After she put the perm in my head, the girl ain't say shit. She ain't crack no jokes, none of that shit. But now, the next day, I go to school. As soon as I walk up the stairs, mind you, my shit permed out. I walk up the stairs because my pops, his girlfriend, used to braid my hair. But the night I got my shit permed, she wasn't available. She couldn't braid my hair that night. So I had to go to school with my perm the next day, which was cool because like I said, back then the perm was on some player shit. You know what I'm saying? On some Snoop Dogg, the Mac type shit, you feel me? So
he don't got a perm. Why?
Shit, I walk up the stairs with my book bag, boom, walk up the stairs, you know what I'm saying, on some player shit, boom. She the first person that sees me, right? She looks at me. Right when I come up the stairs, she look at me and point. He look like a girl. He look like a girl. And she started laughing. She the only motherfucker laughing though. Everybody else like, who gives a fuck?
I don't give a fuck.
So I'm like, oh, you got jokes, huh? All right. So boom, I go to class. Now back then, I know y'all know the Pelly jackets, the Averex jackets, the Oreo, the race car jackets, the Budweiser jackets, the red joint. All them joints was popping back then. You feel me? You had one of them jackets, you was lit. So later throughout the day, I'm in the hallway chopping it up with one of the homies. Like, yeah, woo, woo. She walks past me. Now I had a windbreaker jacket on, real fly. We sitting up there chopping it up. Yeah, homie, whoop, yeah, da. So shorty grabs my jacket. She grabbed my jacket and started pulling on my shit. Like, let me wear your jacket. Let me wear your jacket. I'm like, shorty, what is you on? Shorty, like, fall the fuck back. Like, what is you doing? I don't know you like that.
We will not have it.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, shorty, just cool out, Joe. Just cool out. Be easy, my nigga. She like, let me see your jacket. I'm not gonna stop until you let me see your jacket. And she's pulling aggressively. So I'm like, shorty, can you chill? Hey, somebody get shorty, bro. Like, what is you doing? She said, I'm not stopping until you give me your jacket. So I'm like, shorty, you bugging. This is a nigga, I would have laid his ass out. But it's a female. So I'm like, shorty, you know what? Fuck it, bro.
I got a restraining order on her and she don't care nothing about that or none of that shit. What? You got me fucking up. Damn.
Here, bro, wear the jacket, man. Just cool the fuck out, bro. Like, I ain't with whatever the fuck you got going on. So she put my jacket on. I say, thank you, boom, walk off. So now I'm like, that shit was kind of weird, but whatever. So now we're at the end of the day, boom. Everybody about to get on the bus. You got to meet up in front of school. Everybody got to get on their buses.
That crazy bitch out there again. What's she doing with that big ass key?
Damn.
Oh, shit. She writing on it?
So I'm in front of school. I see shorty. I'm like, hey, shorty, give my jacket back. She tells me, I'm not giving you your jacket back unless you say we go together. I'm like, we go together? Nah, we don't go together, shorty. Just give me my jacket. People already think we go together because you've been wearing my fucking jacket all day. Just give my jacket, shorty, so I get the fuck on this bus and go on about my day. She said, I'm not giving you your jacket until you say we together. Until you say we boyfriend and girlfriend. Until you say you my man. If you don't say it, I'm keeping your jacket. So I'm like, all right, shorty, we together. You my girl, give me my damn jacket. Boom, she give me the jacket. So now I'm thinking that this is just all bullshit, but she literally goes around telling everybody we together now. Telling all the other shorties to stay away from me. I'm taking, We together now, whoop-de-whoop. So I'm like, man, what the fuck is this even about? Like, whatever. Boom, fast forward. So time go on, me and her. And actually, the thing with her was she was beautiful. She was very pretty. She was just real ratchet. So the fact of us being together, I wasn't even really against it like that because she was beautiful. She was real cute, real cute. So we became together. We was a couple now. Boom. So we going together. So one day, I used to get suspended a lot, you know, especially when I went to school in Alabama. So one day I get suspended. I can't even remember what the fuck I got suspended for. But I got suspended one day. Boom. And when you get suspended, they kick your ass out of school right then and there. Like, you can't finish the day out. No, nigga, you suspended, go home. So I leave, I walk outside, and it's another dude, he walk outside. Me and him got the same slip. When you get suspended, they give you a slip that your parents got to sign. He had the same slip I had. So obviously he just got suspended too. So I'm like, yo, you got suspended? He like, yeah. I'm like, I bet. We gotta walk home. I ain't know how to get home from there. Cause mind you, I wasn't from there. You know what I mean? I lived in Birmingham a few times, but I'm not from there. So I don't know all of the streets and the ins and the outs. He grew up there. He's from Birmingham, so he know all the ins and the outs. Boom. So as we walking, he said he know where the bus at. So I'm following him to get to the bus. So we walking, we talking or whatever, chopping it up. We get to the city bus. We hop on the bus. We rode the fucking bus though, like all around the city. I don't know where the fuck the stop we got on at or whatever it was, but we rode the fucking bus all around the damn city. And the shit even went back to the terminal, changed bus drivers, and then get back in rotation. So while we on this long ass bus ride, me and the homie chopping it up. We go all the way to the back of the bus and we just chopping it up, talking, getting to know each other, this, that, and the third.
Okay.
So the bus pulls up to Gate City, right in front of Gate City Projects.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Because that's where he was from. He lived in Gate City Projects. She was from Gate City Projects. So boom, we put up to Gate City Projects. Now Gate City Projects is right here on the left. I lived on the hill. And everybody know about the hill over there around Gate City, around Sunrise. It was a apartment complex called Sunrise Point. And it was right up the hill from Gate City. If you want to go to Gate City, all you got to do is cross the train tracks, across the street, you in Gate City, or vice versa. So he lived in Gate City, I lived on the hill. So we got off the bus like, I'm a nigga, we're gonna chop it up. So we shake up, boom, boom, boom. He go to Gate City, boom. I go up the hill, boom, boom. So now me and homie cool. Mind you, this is my first time meeting him. I didn't know who he was, but I know we went to the same school. We both got suspended at the same time for different shit. But it was a coincidence. We both got suspended. And I needed him to get back to the crib because I didn't know how to take the bus. I didn't know where the bus was. So boom, now me and him cool. Later, come to find out, the homie I rode on the bus with, that's her brother.
What?
That's her brother. You feel what I'm saying? I ain't know that shit, which caught me by surprise because I'm like, damn, like, that's your, okay, because I didn't even know she had a brother, especially that go to the same school we go to. He was in 8th grade. We was in 7th. Everybody in Birmingham at that time knew Doopy was a badass alternative school. I mean, motherfuckers fighting all the time. And you want to talk about it was full of Bloods, Crips, and GDs. Fights all day, every day. You feel what I mean? Like it was turned in a motherfucker at Doopy. But before I went to Doopy, I heard all these stories. So we in school, long story short, find out he gets expelled, boom, he going to Doopy. Doopy's supposed to be the scary place and shit. So I'm like, that's crazy. But me and his sister, we still together, we still chopping it up with the whoop. Fast forward, I end up getting kicked out. I got expelled from Banks and I had to go to Doopy. And I'm gonna explain that in a whole nother video about what happened with me and why I had to go to Doopy, how I got expelled. But I get expelled, boom, so now I'm going to Doopy. He going to Doopy. We both going to this alternative school. It be times when I'm at the crib, after school I'm at the crib, and you remember, you know, when you cake it on the house phones and shit, back when we had the cordless joints. So I'm on the phone chopping up with my girl, like, yo, what you on, whoop, right? So I ask her, I'll be like, yo, what your brother on? And she be like, oh, he outside in the car smoking with his friend.
Shit, I can roll a blunt better than them bitches in a van.
I'm like, well, all right. That was like a regular thing that him and his friend did. They'd go sit in the car and they'll blow a tree. So one day I come to school. I'm gonna fast forward a little bit. I told y'all, I only told y'all that because it's gonna make a big deal in the story. I'm talking to my girl. She used to tell me he outside smoking with his friend. They blowing tree, they kicking or whatever. He had this one best friend that used to be over their house a lot. He had that one best friend that he was with all the time. But that best friend didn't go to our schools. I did not know him, never met him. But somehow he had a best friend that was a part of the opposite gang. So boom, fast forward. One day I come to school. And if you know anything about Doopy is this long, it's not that long, but it's a long building, but it's not that wide. It's not that wide, but it's long. Nobody uses the front door. Everybody come in on the side, on the left side of the building. Everybody come in through the side door. So I'm coming to school one day and I'm walking up to the door and I see the homies standing there and like all the homies and shit looking like sad and depressed and shit. So I'm like, nigga, what up, nigga? What the fuck wrong with y'all niggas? And then one of the homies say, hey, bro, you ain't heard? Boo Man got killed last night. I'm like, nigga, you ain't talking about Boo Man, my girl, brother. You feel me? Like, I be chopping it up, woo, woo. Nah, he got killed last night. Because I'm thinking like, nah, that can't be. I talked to my girl yesterday. I didn't talk to her last night. I didn't speak to her last night. I talked to her yesterday, but I ain't talked to her last night. But I'm thinking that if that happened, she probably would have hit my line and told me what happened. You feel? They like, well, he gone, bro. So I'm like, y'all niggas tweaking. So I go in the building. Now, in the morning, early in the morning, when you first get to school, everybody meet up in the cafeteria to eat breakfast. You eat breakfast, then when the bell ring, you go to your first period. So everybody in the cafeteria shit, and the whole cafeteria is usually loud, motherfuckers laughing, like goofing off. Walk in the cafeteria, everybody quiet, sad. You got females crying. So I'm like, bro, what the fuck going on? Yo, Boo Man got killed last night. I'm like, why people keep saying this shit? It can't be true because I date his sister, me and his sister, that's my girl. So if anybody would have knew this information, probably before anybody else in the school, it would have been me. Bro, I don't know, bro. He got killed last night, though. He got shot. So I'm like, this can't be true. Y'all gotta be talking about a different Boo Man. Gotta be talking about another guy. You can't be talking about the homie. You can't be talking about my girl brother. Because I would have known about this. Y'all talking about somebody else. It must be somebody else named Boo Man. So that's what I'm thinking. I was pretty convinced of that. So boom, bell ring, we go to our first period class. Go to first period class, the principal comes over the loudspeaker and says Boo Man real name and said that he was killed last night. Still it don't hit me. Cause I'm like, nah, this must be just too much of a coincidence. It must be a guy with the same nickname, the same, you know what I'm saying, legal name. Like, it can't be the homie. But the teacher was crying. I get up and I walk to the teacher desk, and the teacher had a newspaper open on her desk. And in the newspaper, in the middle of the newspaper was a picture of the homie. It was a picture of the homie, and it said his real name under the picture. That's when I knew it was the homie. You know, he was the first one of my homies to get killed. You know, I was 14 years old, so that was the first time I experienced one of my friends, one of my partners get killed by gunplay. And the story goes like this. So they say Boo Man, his sister, and his homeboy. All three of them was in the crib. It was just them three in the crib in Gate City. They was in the crib. Boo Man's sister, who was my girlfriend at the time, she used to braid hair because she used to braid my shit. She was braiding Boo Man's hair. Boo Man was sitting in a chair. She was braiding his hair. Boo Man's homeboy was sitting on the couch. Mind you, Boo Man's homeboy was a part of the opposite gang. And if you know, you know. But, however, they were friends. I don't know how they became friends or when they met, but they were best friends, close friends, but they were in two rival gangs. But they didn't let that get in the way of their friendship. So the homie was sitting on the couch. and he had his gun on the table, which that wasn't uncommon because in the hood and the projects, it's normal to have guns on the table. So they didn't think anything was out of the ordinary. So say the homie picked his gun up and started twirling his gun on his finger. And as he's twirling the gun, Boo Man sitting right there in front of him, getting his hair braided by his sister. Say his homeboy twirling the gun, and say in the midst of him twirling the gun, his homeboy stop, points the gun at Boo Man head, and blow his brains out. Right there in front of his little sister. While she was braiding his hair. While she was braiding his hair, who's supposed to be his best friend, points his gun at Boo Man's head and blow his brains out while his sister's braiding his hair. They say Boo Man stood after he shot him got shot in the head. Boo Man stood up, took a couple steps, and boom, fell dead. His sister was in such shock as anybody would be. And after that, you know, she ain't been right. She ain't been right, you know what I mean? For her to have that was my girl at the time. So for her to have to experience something like that, and there was nothing that I could do to help her feel better. There was nothing I could say to help her feel better. It's nothing that I could do that can erase that memory out of her head. She's traumatized with that memory for the rest of her life. Her and her brother, her and Boo Man was like this. They was extremely close, extremely close. And this man killed him in front of her. Shot him in the head while she's braiding his hair. She had Boo Man blood all over. Nigga was supposed to be his friend, his homeboy. So moving on, man. You know, so moving on, and this is exactly why I say, fuck a friend. Ain't no friends, nigga. You got family, you got associates, and you got enemies. Period, nigga. Ain't no in between this, that, and the third. Ain't no friends. It's family, associates, enemies. It's family, motherfuckers are gonna ride for you. You're gonna ride for them till the wheels fall off. You got associates, people you just conversate with. You got enemies, people you don't fuck with. Simple as that. Ain't no friends. Fuck that friendship. I'm gonna tell you right now, ain't no friends, partner. Ain't no friends, my nigga. Ain't no friends, because your friend will be the main motherfucker to set your ass up. Your friend will be the main one to blow your motherfucking shit off. Fuck that. If you got friends, or if you think you got friends, you better pay attention, my nigga, before it's too late. Because with this whole friend shit, a lot of times, motherfuckers just putting themselves in a position, you feel what I'm saying? But you don't know what sideline agendas that they have. You understand? They so much your friend, but you don't know what's going on in their mind. You know what I'm saying? You don't ever want to, underestimate somebody. Don't underestimate their ability. Don't underestimate what the fuck they got going on in their mind. Just because you don't want them to be thinking no fucked up shit towards you, don't mean that it don't happen. Don't mean that they're not going to. You understand? Always be on your motherfucking P's and Q's, man, and fuck a friend. Straight like that. After that, she couldn't go to school for months. They said even when she went back to school, after that, she'll be super quiet and she would be in the classroom and she'll just be spaced out and she'll just start screaming out of nowhere. Just screaming in the classroom, just out of nowhere. So she was severely traumatized. That shit happened in 2003. You know what I mean? 2003. And even still to this day, I feel like it's not going to be anything that can ever take that out of her mind, not in this life. It's not going to be anything that can, make her forget that. Obviously, she want to forget. I'm pretty sure she want to forget that shit every day. But it's unfortunate. So, moral of the story, fuck a friend. Fuck a friend. Fuck a friend. Straight like that. All right, man, I hope y'all enjoyed this little story time, bro. I just wanted to take y'all back and y'all a quick little experience on, you know, some of the things that I experienced, you know, at a young age. You know, 14 years old was my first time experiencing one of my homeboys get killed. And after that, I had, you know, multiple homeboys after that got killed, obviously, due to gang violence and shit like that. Multiple homeboys that's doing big-ass bids in the penitentiary. But like I said, at 14 years old, that was my first time ever, you know, experiencing somebody that was close to my age, somebody that was a homie, you know what I'm saying? That was my first time experiencing somebody close to my age, and that was a homie that got killed by gunplay. So one thing I gotta say to the youth, man, put the fucking guns down, man. Put the knuckles up, straight like that. You know what I mean? Too many money, anybody can pick up a fucking gun. Throw them hands. You feel what I'm saying? And if you take a loss, take a loss. Win, lose, or draw, nigga. Quit being scared to get your ass beat. You take a loss, take a L, nigga. You know what I'm saying? You live to fight another day. Everybody take L's, nigga. You ain't the only one. You feel me? You ain't perfect. So don't go through life thinking you ain't gonna get your ass beat.
You got knocked the fuck out!
You know what I'm saying? If you scrap, nigga, you gonna eventually get caught. You feel what I mean? Motherfucker gonna catch you with a left or a right eventually. But at the end of the day, bro, like I said, I love everybody. Hope y'all enjoyed this little story time. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that like, that subscribe. Go ahead, leave a comment. You feel what I'm saying? Support your boy. Support positivity always, bro. If you're already a part of the Wolf Gang, you know I love you. You know how we creeping, how we rolling, how we slide. Wolf Gang.
Catch the fade, catch the fade, catch the fade, catch the fade away. Boy, these knuckles hurt, swell your shit berserk. They'll have your blood all over your shirt, all over your shoes, all over my hands. So if you wanna fight, fuck nigga, let's dance. Don't try to grab me, don't try to hold me. You say you got them hands, them pussies show me. I've been trying to change, I might go back to the old me. I got two sides to me like Black Mamba and Kobe.